Hey everybody, back at my usual spot, doing a live video. I'll wait for some people to join because I guess that's how this thing works. I always say that, don't I? How you all doing today? Hello. Maybe if any of you just joining now have any questions before more people join, well, I guess now it's kind of getting to the point where more people are here. But yeah, I wanted to come on here because I mentioned this last week, but I've got a lot of, I don't know if I said this in the live or not, I may have, but I think I didn't have this link up yet. But I've got a lot of really fun things I'm excited about between now and the end of the year. A lot of them involving concerts throughout the U.S. So if you guys haven't seen me perform live because you don't live in New York, or California, I've done a few things there. I've got a bunch more coming up, and would love to see you there. I'll be playing in obviously New York and LA, but also San Francisco, and Las Vegas, and also Indianapolis next month, which I'm really excited about, and Columbus, Indiana, which is just a little bit outside of Indianapolis. So I'll mention those here, but also I've got the link in my bio has I finally got one of those link tree things, so I've got all the dates listed now, which is cool. In the interim time between now and when I get my website back redirected to the right place so I can redo it. But for now, that's how it is. And so yeah, if you guys are interested in seeing me play live, check out that link in the bio, and you can see where I'll be next. I'll maybe list them now just in case those of you watching want to know. September 12th is the first one coming up. That's Columbus, Indiana, just outside of Indianapolis, at the Commons, it's called. The next night, September 13th, those are two different shows. September 13th, I'll be playing in Indianapolis at the Cabaret, and that will be a concert of my concert that I do of all of Queen's music. So that's going to be exciting. It's the first time I've done that outside of New York or LA. Or Detroit. I did it in Detroit too. But yeah, so I'll be doing that there. Indianapolis, September 13th. Then September 14th, the very next night at the same venue, I do my Reeve Carney Sings the Divas show, which is me singing a lot of my favorite Broadway diva songs in their keys, which for me is really fun because they're just such incredible singers, and it's such a great challenge to do it. And then September 22nd, I'm performing back here in New York at the Green Room 42. That's all my original music, and a new song I've been working on. I'll be playing again there. Yeah, that's that. Sorry, it's a lot of information. Then September 28th and 29th, I'll be performing at the Soraya in Northridge, near Los Angeles. Where I'm doing a concert version of Randy Newman's Faust, which is really, really exciting, and I'm actually playing the devil, so that's a different role for me, and really amazing music. So yeah, there's more. Well, whatever, you can see. But in October, I'm doing this really fun thing where I'm doing a one-man concert cabaret version of the Rocky Horror Picture Show across the country. So I'm doing it in New York, LA, San Francisco, and Vegas. The dates for those, if you live in any of those places, San Francisco is October 11th and 12th, Friday and Saturday night, at the Nico Hotel, which is an amazing cabaret space. Fine scenes at the Nico. That's October 11th and 12th, Rocky Horror Picture Show cabaret concert version, one man. Then the next week, October 18th, is Las Vegas at the Space Las Vegas. I'll be performing it there. And then 2 nights later, I'll be performing that show in Los Angeles at the Bourbon Room, Hollywood. And then the very next week, October 25th, I have back-to-back shows at the Green Room 42, a 7 p.m. and a 9:30 show. Again, of a one-man concert cabaret version of the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Okay, there's still more, but those are the only ones that are on sale now. So if you live in those places and you want to go get them. I'm glad I got that information out. Now I want to answer your questions. All right. Hopefully I spilled some avocado in my pants. Oh, you can't see it. That's good. All right. So now that, I just wanted to let everyone know that I had that link up because maybe people didn't know yet. Okay, now I'm looking at this screen so I can see your comments. Dang busy. Yeah, but you know what? Yeah, the busiest part of it, I think, is the variation of shows that I'm doing. If I were only doing one thing, going on tour, doing your concert, your set of music is not, that's, yeah, that would be a little more, that would be a little simpler, I guess. But I'm juggling a bunch of different concerts and material, bodies of work, I guess you'd say, which is really fun for me. But it is a challenge for sure. Especially that Indianapolis one, which I'm excited. If you guys live in the Midwest, please check that out. If you're close enough to Indianapolis, there are definitely, I think there's still tickets available. But it's 2 back-to-back completely different shows. I've never done anything like that. So on Friday, I think it's Friday, September 13th, I believe. That is my Queen show, which is me performing a lot of my favorite Queen music. And then the very next night is the Broadway Divas show. It's a wild thing that I'm excited to do. And then also actually October 5th, Saturday, October 5th, Eva and I are performing our first cabaret together. Our first cabaret together ever. How should I word it? Which is really exciting because we've never done that. So that's going to be really fun. And that's at the Cabaret 313 in Detroit. So yeah, 2 Midwest gigs. If you guys are in that area, well, actually no, 4 Midwest gigs. 3 in the Indianapolis area the week of September 10th. So like 12th, 13th, and 14th. And then the concert with Eva and me together. I think that's actually 2 shows in the same night. That's Saturday, October 5th in Detroit. So yeah, 2 options for 2 geographic locations in the Midwest for those of you guys who don't get out to the coast too much. Nice. Someone said, yes, see it, find scenes at the Nico. Awesome. Yes, October 11th and 12th. I'm very excited for those. Never played there before, but I've been there. It's really nice. I would love to come to Toronto. I don't know exactly where to play there, just because the cost of traveling with all the gear, figuring out like the type of venue that would be appropriate for all of that. With like the crossing the border with equipment, it's a little more complicated. Someone said, glad you're getting wet. Oh, get up there, buddy. Yeah, thank you, Mallory. Yeah, it's nice to have the time. I mean, listen, 8 shows a week I love for a number of reasons. One, I mean, it's one of the highest levels of the art form you can do, I think, on Broadway. So it's an incredible blessing to be able to do it. 2, it's a crazy challenge. I mean, it's like, from all of the work I've done as an actor, from everything from being extras on films when I was, 8 years old, 9 years old, 10 years old, to having, leading roles or supporting roles in film and TV and leading roles on Broadway. Yeah, the hardest work I find, I don't know if you guys lost that, my connection got kind of weird, but yeah, I love that, but it takes up a lot of time. So like the fact that I've had this last 9 months so far to just focus on things that I really haven't had time for the past number of years is really nice. Would I come to the UK? I've been to the UK a lot. I haven't performed a concert in the UK since definitely 2018, I think, or was it early 20? Yeah, I think it was late 2018 at the other Palace I played in London. Nice. Let's see. The arrow, it's just, I mean, it's just pointing where it points, but it's a light. That arrow's a light. Did I enjoy working at Penny Dreadful? Yeah, I loved it. Kansas City, yeah, I can come to, I haven't been, I think I last performed in Kansas City in 2017 or 18. It's been a while. Buffalo, I wouldn't be opposed to coming to Buffalo. I don't know exactly where I play there. I have played in Buffalo, though, with Johnny Lang. I think, again, like 2018, I think is the last time I played there. First Avenue, Minneapolis, I would love to play there. I've never actually played there. I've stayed at the hotel across the street, though. Oh, you're playing Orpheus in the Hades production. In your production, your city's production. Tips on falsetto. I mean, yeah, it depends. I mean, I wonder how they want you to do it. I've noticed from listening to other versions that have mounted. You know, they've got a West End production now. They have had a tour going, which is closed. Now they're reopening a different tour. I think they're doing an Australian version. South Korea they've had. So a lot of different versions, obviously. Broadway's had many different cast members, so I've noticed that everyone kind of does it differently. So I don't know if... I'm not really sure what... I guess what I'm saying is your production and your director and your team probably is looking for whatever they're looking for. I mean, if they want you to do anything like what I did, I could tell you how, kind of a good strategy for doing some of that stuff. But otherwise, I don't know, because people seem to be doing it so differently. But I for me, I would starting light, being as gentle as you can in your warm up process. I mean, especially like when you wake up. Here's the thing about 8 shows a week, and even 4 or 5 shows a week on tour. As a rock and roll musician, but especially 8 shows a week. Your whole day is like. From the moment you wake up to the moment until you step off the stage at the end of the night, your whole day is focused on that show. And I'm saying for me, like, that includes, we want you to do a photo shoot at 8 a.m. on a Tuesday. Sorry, I'm not doing that. Just because, I mean, you could, but it's like I have to actually be able to get some sleep so I can do my job at night, So there are certain things that you maybe have to consider scheduling in a different way in order to do that. But with that said, when you do get up and start your day, I would say, like, take your time making sounds. Don't be like, I need to start making sound. I mean, on a matinee day, that's different because you only have so much time. But take your time and slowly go into it. And then I would start, like, a lot of times I'd do a couple of easy warm ups before getting into some of the more intricate, maybe heavy lifting, challenging ones. But with those, I would start very light and high. So, like, don't start at the bottom and go up. Start at the top and go down, but very light. Don't force too much muscle into it until everything is coordinated. That's something I learned from my teacher, Valerie Morehouse. If you guys are looking for a great teacher, she and her team are amazing. And I've been working with her for over 18 years now, I think. But the starting, light is you want to make sure that you have your coordination together before you add too much support and power, really, because sometimes support is a good thing, but sometimes it can support also what's the word for this? It's not equivalent to, but it's like it is not exactly synonymous with, but it's like it can support can it adds pressure. I guess is what I'm saying. It can add pressure potentially, and you want to make sure that your vocal cords are coordinated enough before you add any of that pressure, so as to give you greater stamina and among other things. So I think and for me, the way I like to do that show, I like to do it as I like to have moments. I think as dynamic as possible, but also have moments of like extremely quiet, as quiet as you can possibly get on a microphone like that without inducing feedback and stuff like that. And so I think that I enjoy doing that. And in order to do that, you've got to warm up light and then bring the power in as you warm up. So yeah, my warm up process for that show would be like, I don't know, I hope this isn't boring you guys, but on a matinee day, let's just use a non-matinee day as an example because you have more hours to do it. I'm warming up the whole day pretty much. I mean, I would say like within like 30 minutes to an hour of waking up, I'll start doing very, very light warm-ups and continue that throughout the day. But the primary warm-up would be like 20 minutes of vocalization over the course of like 45 minutes. That's like the bulk of the warm-up right before the show. But yeah, I say 20 minutes of vocalization within 45 minutes because I think it's good to take little breaks. So that's the thing, Hopefully that's not boring. Will I be involved? What is this? What is 30 Years of Grace? I don't even know what that is. I probably should know, but I'm not sure what that is. Have you seen any Broadway shows recently? Yeah, am I planning on coming back at all? Yeah, I mean I'm not sure people fully know the process of all that stuff, but the thing is, like, I don't know how you guys feel, but I wouldn't want to do a Broadway show for the sake of doing a Broadway show, if that makes sense. You really want to be attracted to the project, and there's that perfect thing of, like, you know, even actors like Michael Fassbender, who I greatly admire. I don't know if you guys are as big of a fan of his work as I am, but I'm sure you are, but I've heard him say, like, that the projects that there are projects that he, you know, really wants to be a part of, that sometimes the people might not think he's right for, and he has to prove, even someone like him has to prove that he is the right guy for this job. So there's that aspect to all of this, whereas, like, to even be thought of as the person that's right for the job, that's one step to the process, and then whether or not you even find out if the job is in existence before someone is cast in that job is another thing too. But even more importantly, there are only so many things that we as actors are probably, you know, that confluence of, like, when you're drawn to a project and that project is drawn to you. Those things kind of have to both happen in order for something to work. And so there at the moment there's nothing that I'm aware of that's coming to Broadway that I would really want to be a part of, but that I'm guessing there are things that I would want to be a part of that I'm not aware of yet. So if that makes any sense. Yeah. How much water do I drink a day? When I'm performing, I mean, it's just, you know, some of it, as we all, I'm sure, think, like, some common sense philosophies with this, like, you know, water in, water out kind of things. Like, you know, if it's hot, you're gonna have to drink more water than when it's a little bit. Well, if it's really, really cold and dry, then you're losing water for different reasons from your body. You know, sweat, not necessarily sweat, but, like, yeah. But so you just kind of listen to your body. But when I'm doing 8 shows a week in Hadestown, as an example, Spider-Man, I drank way more water. My nickname on that show for my dresser was the Camel, which is hilarious. But yeah, I drank an insane amount of water on that show. I mean, I'm not even kidding. I wouldn't recommend this, because you have to be eating a lot of food to make this not have negative effects because of all the sodium that you lose in your body from doing something like this. But I think there's a chance I drank 2 gallons of water a day during Spider-Man. I don't think I quite did that in Hadestown. Hadestown, I do know that, like, before each act, so let's use a 2-show day as an example. On a 2-show day, I'll drink a big glass of, like, you know, 20 ounces of water in the morning, and then when I get to the theater right before the show, I'd probably drink, I would drink probably about 50 ounces of water before each act. So, yeah, what am I saying? Yeah, you are looking at about 2 gallons a day. Yeah, so that's probably right. I mean, probably, yeah, at least, yeah. But right now I don't have to if I'm not performing every night, you don't really have to drink that much water, you know, if you're not doing an athletic event. What was the process of originating the role of worship in Hadestown was in development? That's an interesting story, sort of, because I was actually asked, a friend of mine named Olivia Katz, who I've known since I was little, like 5 years old, I'm not even sure, 6, 7 years old, but she and a friend of hers had connected with Aeneas Mitchell and their group back in, like, 2012, and at that time, around that time, I got an email offering me the first reading of Hadestown, I think, and at that time there was a whole totally different creative team. The only thing they had at that time was the concept album, so this was, like, maybe the summer of 2012, I think, maybe the fall of 2012, and I got that offer for the reading, which was awesome, but I didn't understand how I would sort of what I would bring to that, because all we had was the concept album, and at least for those of you who are fans of the show, when I first heard it, Justin Vernon, the singer, and like his other, not, I don't know if you, not exactly stage name, but Bon Iver is the project name that he performs under, or mainly did back then, and he sang all of the parts of Orpheus on the original concept album. Whenever I've heard Justin sing, I've always assumed that he was a baritone, and added, some sort of falsetto harmonies above it, because he sings in like a 4-part harmony kind of thing with the Bon Iver project. He did a similar thing for the Hades Town concept album, for those of you who have or haven't heard it. And he, so when I heard it, I interpreted that as being like, for instance, a song like Wedding Song, like, I think it was like down here, like, maybe not that low, it was like, it was like kind of down there, but with all the high harmonies in it, I was not aware of the fact that they were, the powers that be interpreted his high harmonies as the fundamental tone and fundamental melody line, as opposed to what I interpreted as the fundamental line, which was the low parts, because the low parts were kind of louder, I thought, and so I interpreted it that way. And so I thought, oh, I don't know how I'm the right guy for this. So I didn't really even acknowledge it. I said, I don't think I'm right for this. Thankfully, they came back to me a number of times, and it wasn't until 2017 that I became a part of the project, and that's when we did our production in Edmonton, in Canada. And then we went through a lot of versions. I mean, the character changed dramatically throughout all of those versions, and even throughout Broadway to some degree. But yeah, so I don't know if that even answered the question, but that's some of the history. Oh, what is this? Oh yeah, really different vibe from the cast recording. Yeah, I mean, it was approached totally differently, than the cast recording. One thing I think would have been interesting to do with our cast recording would have been to do a live cast recording of us live at the theater, because that would have been very different from our Broadway cast recording. However, I mean, it was pretty exciting. We won a Grammy for that, so that was amazing, and I'm very honored by that and excited to have that here. But yeah, they're definitely different. Am I planning to play in LA? Yeah. For those of you who are just joining now, I started this live to talk about all my gigs coming up, which are all in the link in my bio on Instagram. So if you want to check it out, I am playing LA actually a few times in the next 2 months. I'm playing at the Bourbon Room on Sunday, October 20th, and that's my one-man cabaret concert version of the Rocky Horror Picture Show, which I'm really excited about. And then before that, I'm doing 2 nights playing the devil in Randy Newman's Faust. So to be collaborating, I haven't met Randy Newman. I hope I do get to meet him. But either way, to be a part of his music, I love his music so much. So I'm excited for that. That's at the Soraya, I think that's how you pronounce it. On the campus, just off the campus of CSUN in Northridge, near Los Angeles, essentially Los Angeles. But yeah, that's September 28th and 29th. I'm not playing Massachusetts yet, but I want to. I want to play in Boston. I don't know exactly where to play. Thanks. My dream show? I don't know. Not sure. Yeah. I'm not really sure. I can't think of anything right now that I'm like, oh man, I really want to do that. But I guess I would probably say most likely something that either hasn't been written or hasn't been revealed. So that'd be cool to see what's coming through the pipeline. And hopefully somebody, if they think that I'm right for it, that'd be great. Whatever that might be. Oh yeah, you can only do rock horror if you strip down to gold underwear and do Sword of Damocles. I don't think I'll be doing the gold underwear thing, but I am doing Sword of Damocles. That's my plan, so yeah. Have you been in his shows? It's all a dream. What's that? Who is he? Oh, what date am I coming to Detroit? Eva and I are coming to Detroit together for our first ever joint cabaret. And that is Saturday, October 5th at the Cabaret 313. And then if you're anywhere near there, but not, or if you want to come to both, Detroit and Indianapolis aren't exactly near each other, but they're pretty close. I'll be playing in Indianapolis and the Indianapolis area for 3 nights in a row at the Cabaret in Indianapolis, and then a place called the Commons, just like 30, 40 miles outside of Indianapolis. That's September 12th, 13th, and 14th. And then October 5th at Cabaret 313. All your shows are a dream. Okay, I'm not sure. Missouri dates, not yet. I love St. Louis though. Last time I played there was at this place called Foo Bar, which was I think in 2017. Oh, that's nice of you to say. Great skin. I haven't been getting as much sleep as I need to past couple nights, but that's nice of you. I've been using this thing actually for like 20 years, which they've seemingly discontinued like just now. The company's great. This company called Exuvians. Check it out. But I've been using this like purifying cleansing gel stuff they have for like 20 years or more now. But they've changed it, so I'm hoping their new one is as good or better. Oh, someone said, is it mainly Rocky Horror or more of a mix? Elaborate on what you mean by that. I'm not sure what you're referring to. And then I'll answer, is what more of a mix? I'm not coming to Maine yet, but I would love to. It's one of the most beautiful states in the country. I haven't played there. I don't know if I've actually ever played in... No, I played in Maine. Portland, Maine. I played with Johnny Lang a few times. I don't have to miss anything from Hades' Song because I get to see Eva every day, which is the greatest. So, where did it get the name for Mr. Green? Well, the song, I just named it after the song. The song is based on the board game Clue. Or Cluedo, the British version. Yeah, Austin. It's been a long time since I've been in Austin. I think again, probably 2017 I was there. What musician? Let's see. The set list at each show, is it different depending on location? Oh, no, the Rocky Horror Picture Show set that I'm doing, the thing is, like, for those of you who have seen me play live, I don't know how many of you have, but, like, I grew up playing in blues clubs and went to school for jazz, so there's a big improvisation element to my music, from the guitar playing to the singing, the way the songs are interpreted night to night. I'm not using, I'm not using, well, I have an instrument now that I use in a different way, but the term like using tracks, I don't do that kind of stuff where I have backing tracks that are like singing my parts for me or whatever, if that makes sense. So I'm not locked into a metronomic sort of approach with things, and I can kind of keep it really free-flowing. So for the Rocky Horror Picture Show, because I'm doing a one-man cabaret concert version of the show, I am doing the same songs every night, but they're likely going to be approached a little differently night to night. But the songs will be the same because that's the show. The show is that set list in sequence. Oh yeah, honking? I don't even hear honking. Yeah, born and raised New Yorker. Yep. I lived in LA for a long time too, but I've lived in New York for more years than any other place that I've lived so far. Let's see what else here. Advice for combating stage fright? I don't know. I mean, like, I guess the question I would ask is, like, I don't know anything about you, the person who asked that question, so I don't know. Okay, this is kind of going on a different subject. Like, I think, well, I don't know why this made my mind go to this place, but, like, there's, with social media, there's become such a thing of, like, how do I put this? There's so many, if you love it, if it's what you love to do, if you love performing, you'll figure something out for getting around that stuff. I think diet is a big thing. I mean, like, making sure you treat your body well is really important for that sort of stuff, because some sort of anxiety symptoms can come up because of, you know, as they say, the gut is the brain of the brain, if you've ever heard that term. So, you know, you gotta make sure you're eating things that are helping your mental health as well. That makes sense. There's a degree of that I think is totally normal, like the jittery thing that you get before. But if you love performing, I think that you can push past that. And I think what I would say is, like, it's kind of a shame that, like, other fields, other occupations are not as publicly celebrated as the performing arts, because I think as a result of that, I think maybe more people go towards the performing arts at times because of the sort of, you know, I guess, yeah, like the attention that comes from sort of that thing. And I think that you really have to be doing it because you love it and not for the attention, if that makes sense. And if you're doing that, then I think in a way the attention isn't as scary, and maybe it doesn't really have as big of an impact on your desire or comfort level doing your job. And I think, like, yeah, there's so many professions out there that are not celebrated that I feel like if they were, or if we didn't put such a, you know, high degree of focus, like, I don't know, like, maybe it's like a dopamine thing or something, like, you know, about, like, people applauding for someone, or what, if there wasn't such a level of importance placed on that, I think that maybe, yeah, I think it's just important to find the work that you love doing, whatever that work is. Do, you know, and if that could be a number of things. Let's say you want, I'm not even kidding, like, let's say you want to be a Broadway performer and you want to be a plumber. I'm not joking, that might sound like a joke, but I'm saying, like, do that, do both. I'm saying, like, do what you love, if that makes any sense. And that can be a number of things. I obviously have a lot of things that I love to do. I think it's important to, like, follow your passions. I think I lost some people at Plumber. No, I'm kidding. Oh yeah, I don't think I've seen the full video yet. Zane's got so much amazing stuff, and it's really fun because, like, a lot of times I won't see a video that Zane's taken for like 5 or 10 years, and I'm like, whoa, that's so cool. He's got so much footage of all kinds of amazing things. Oh, that's nice of you. I got to do this amazing, fun cover of "Never Gonna Give You Up" back in 2018, I think, with Scary Pockets, and it was really cool. I mean, those guys are just such amazing musicians that I remember the only prompt from them was like, yeah, we want to do this kind of like D'Angelo voodoo style. I'm like, oh wow, okay, I got you there. Like Untitled, and I'm like, oh okay, and instantly I had an idea with what that would be. So I kind of planned my phrasing around it when I was on the airplane coming to fly to do the session, and then got there and we did it in like 3 takes. I don't know, they may have used the first take, I'm not sure, but we did like 2 or 3 takes, live, and that was it. And yeah, that was really fun. It's a totally different version because of just changing that song metrically and using, you know, mainly natural, all natural instruments instead of synthesizers and computers. Let's see. Oh yeah, thank you. That's about that Queen one. I'm excited. I'm doing that show a few more times this year. Actually, they haven't put on. So I've got to ask them, but I think in November I'll be doing that Queen show again in New York City, which I haven't done since February here. I'm excited for that, and I haven't done it exactly the way I'm doing it now, which is going to be exciting. Oh yeah, I just saw that Oasis in London. I was really excited about that. That's so cool. Like I'm thinking if there's a way to get out there to see one of those shows, it'd be amazing. Oh, my bracelets. You got to check out my mom's website, fablesintheair.com. She makes all the rings and bracelets. This one is from another company, but these are my mom's. I'm surprised it's like still so. The screen looks still so bright because I don't have a whole lot of light in here right now, but it looks like I have more than I do. All right. Well, it seems like the questions are slowing down, so I might get going for now and start practicing again because I've got a lot of work to do for these shows coming up. But I wanted to let you know about all that, and definitely check out the link in my bio if you are interested in coming to one of these shows. I think the New York ones are live streamed for sure. I don't think any of the others are, but again, I'll be in San Francisco, Los Angeles, Las Vegas, Indianapolis, Detroit, all between now and like the middle of October, end of October. So very excited, and hopefully you guys can check it out. Thank you guys for thank you guys for coming on here. All right, I'll see you soon. I'll probably try to do another one of these in the next week or so. See ya.